Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you to This is the Bobbies, or this is the police, I should say. This is the American term, not the British term. So, this is a game that was recommended to me, and apparently it's got quite the hard-hitting story to it. So, we're gonna have to wait and see what that's all about, now aren't we? So, my good chap, let's get straight into this story and see what it's actually all about. Day 1, July 15th, Monday. Major Rogers, sex maniac. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. Mark War 2 to be shown in Freiburg on the day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. Okay. I was about to say, I think you need a new car, man. So, what's going on?
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away.
Why blow away?
Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not
Fair.
because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution.
Alright.
To get away from all the demons that haunt Freiburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional.
Huh.
No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
Fair enough, so... Are you the chief of police or something, then?
This is the first time I'm afraid of those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell.
Huh.
Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine.
So, you're Boyd.
Doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go.
Huh.
I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them.
Until we're playing as you, probably. Then I think we'll end up being pretty predictable.
I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin?
You stab them?
Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
I mean, if it works... good morning. Do I actually have to click this? Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? It's a surprise. The mayor discussed it with me. I've been expecting this bullcrap from the mayor. What's the difference? I don't know how I should answer this. You know what? We're gonna be making a character. This is who we're gonna be. And you know what? From the way he was saying earlier, I think it was a surprise. I thought I'd be working as a policeman for another 5 to 10 years. I just want to serve the city. I was very surprised, of course. Do you already know the name of your successor? I think it'll be a department veteran. I think it's a new man. No. You know what? I think it'll be a department veteran. I feel that needs to be... Or maybe a new man. I don't know if this is actually affecting my gameplay in any way. You know what? Department veteran. It will most likely be one of my current employees. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy Francis Canadick said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Perhaps. You know what? Perhaps. Sounds possible, if he thinks the new office would help him serve the city a little longer. Although Kennedy was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? You know what? We're the police! Why would we cooperate with the mafia? Excuse me, but that's a pile of horse crap. The mafia and the police working together? Maybe they're in cahoots with aliens. The mafia are a bunch of low-life criminals. How about someone ask a real question? Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? I would say definitely not. I don't know anything. That's just not possible. Mayor Rogers is a true professional, and he makes his decisions carefully. There's no place in our jobs for hard feelings. Thank you. So what were the actual answers?
Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Alright.
Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Okay. So, what's going on, Mr. Boyd? Ah, you have pills! Probably something to deal with stress, anxiety, or the fact you're just 60 and you probably need to start taking them. And you're a smoker! That probably doesn't help.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell.
Makes sense.
White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology.
Huh.
He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies,
so he's not the good
villains
guy.
Controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
I just didn't want to see people.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Understandable.
This morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough I won't be here at all.
Very true.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack.
Huh.
The police chief of all people.
That's saying something, actually.
Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days.
That's a long time.
And you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon.
Huh.
"180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me."
Huh. That sounds like a threat.
I have a new
Who are you to
assistant,
threaten the
Troy
chief of
Stark.
police?
If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
Oh, of course. No wonder. What? Say.
I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Star?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Star.
You know what? I have respect for you, Mr. Jack. Mr. Boyd, Jack, it's really good of you. Oh. Head of Culture Department owns villa in Italy. Okay. Next police chief still unknown. Cleanness of city streets increased by 20%. Sounds good. Still don't know what the hell is going on. So off to work we go. So 180 days, you say?
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore.
Why not?
There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners.
That's kind of sad.
Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse.
That's just bad.
The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts.
Huh. Man, what happened to this place?
My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg.
Huh.
No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Okay. Right, tutorial. Would you like to receive tips on how the game works? Oh, definitely. I'm a 60-year-old police chief a few months away from retirement. I don't need... That is such a way to say screw off the tutorial. No, show me how the game works. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. Okay. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency of your policeman. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work, and a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each day of working, and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Okay. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Right, that sounds like I need to... whatchamacallit? Keep an eye on everything they're doing. So I've got 3 good cops and 3 not so good cops and 1 useless cop. And then 1 really good investigator and 2 below average investigators. Okay. We're not off to a good start. Okay, then. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The further away the destination is from the police station, the longer it'll take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work.
110 in progress.
Okay. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any information from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so forth, and so on. All of this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. What is with this music? A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder, or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. Right. Hit and run, everyday mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in a parking lot back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. Alright, so let's send these two. Maybe you'll get some professionalism and you're the one carrying it all. So yeah. Go.
311A in progress.
The last show at the Pitch Theatre. Fight. A theatre manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theatre, carrying a snowball decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entrance, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting the theatre security guard. Okay, that sounds bad. Let's send in our most professional, and then our most professional least professional. Oh. Pretty simple. What's going on? Report, hit and run. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than living ones. Offender caught. Ah, glorious. Then what about here? Offender caught. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Perfect! We're going well for our first day on the job. Hello there, a robbery. Armed robbery. Three teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Right, then that sounds like we need to send the people I have left.
311A in progress.
Fight. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them. Our security guard is off duty. You know what? Let's send these two, because this seems like a rather meh quest. I love how I call it a quest. I've just got such an RPG mindset.
412A in progress.
Alright, assault, ghetto. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then ran away with his guitar and money. Alright, well, let's send you two. I don't think we need to send the big professional one yet.
Officer on scene.
Direct orders. When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. Sounds like the sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard from the living room. Loudspeaker and shout the house is surrounded.
910 completion.
Boom! That's how you do it! You threaten them! Intimidation!
311A complete.
How'd the fight go? Offender escaped, officers unharmed. Oh, that's a shame. I love how you can't get worse.
412A complete.
Alright, what happened here? Offender caught, officers unharmed. Sweet. Well, we had one failure today, but nothing too bad. So what I've noticed is we need to always make sure we send one good cop. If you think if you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. I think we're good at the moment. Who's we got for Shift A? Shift A seems better. So we've got you, who is an absolute professional. You two, which are general professionals. We've got one more cop on this one. So we got 3 good ones and 5 moderate ones. Or 5... Well, you're a moderate one and then 4 bad ones. Can I fire people? Can I fire people and hire new ones?
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it.
Okay.
Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story.
Huh.
Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages.
But?
Heard about the look on his face. The fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law.
Huh.
And I know that at a certain point, every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
No, that's a great on myself, then.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
That's a lot.
Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you.
Huh.
And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Why?
Sand.
Who's that? Who's that? Big bad guy?
Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is.
Who is he?
The old man stays away from the spotlight.
Why?
Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events.
But?
An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry.
I like him.
You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city.
You probably would, actually.
Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies.
Oh, so he's a gentleman.
Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price.
Ooh.
In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it.
Huh.
Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
True that. We are good guys. We are lawful good. Or at the very least, lawful neutral. Francis Kenedrick announces retirement date. Construction of Cinema Museum postponed again. Legendary singer Gennaro Crespo comes to Freiburg. Okay. Looks like we got a lot of work put out for us if we got 180 days of this. When an officer is too tired to be effective, he'll ask for the day off. Sometimes officers will request days off even when they're at full strength. Some of the reasons you'll hear are far-fetched. Some are very serious. Don't overindulge your subordinates, but don't antagonize them either. Remember that everyone's got secrets, and you've got to make sure these guys have your back. Birch didn't come into work today. Roy. While I was taking out the trash last night, I accidentally got into some poison ivy. This morning I noticed my feet were blistered. It doesn't look like anything serious, but I'd like to see the doctor just in case. Can I take the day off? Yes, but come in tomorrow. In addition to their performance ratings, police officers also possess a rank. Employees begin at the lowest rank and can be elevated in rank with 1, 2, or 3 stripes. Once a week, you can pass out stripes and improve the rank of any employee. If you think that no one is worthy of this honor some week, you can postpone the ceremony until later. Insignias don't go out until your people are ready. Right. Employees of rank not only increase their professionalism, but also learn to command. Whenever a ranking officer is on the scene, his or her colleagues are more likely to perform better than usual. Sometimes when cops get ranks, they start thinking more seriously about their service. This can mean less drinking and more time spent on the job. Some of them might even turn out to be dependable. Huh. Okay. So, I could give the stripe to you to put you at 160, or I could give it to you to make you 220, and thus you'd be more effective. Let's do that. That's 1 stripe we're giving out. Okay. Freiburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to... Freiburg isn't one of those cities where you listen to what they say, or nothing at all. You can always select any song from your collection and play it any time, just like in real life. Well, the life of your grandfather. Okay, what song have we got? Ooh, Chopin. Oh, no, we gotta go with the classical music. Come on. We gotta go with the classical music. Let's do this. Oh, gorgeous. I love it already. Let's learn how to hire or fire cops. Thank you. How do I do that? Affairs. Police station. Labor market. You have a certain number of paid job openings for which you can hire any available applicant. Job slots are separated between officers and detectives. Okay. Huh. So... logical says I should hire one of these people. Elizabeth Little or Jonathan Hode. We don't know about their political views. I have 6 cops on shift at the moment. Let's hire you for shift B. Want to free up a slot? Time to fire somebody. I mean, you gotta go, Roy. I'm afraid. You didn't actually show up. So... but Roy's only 5, so... if you have the legal grounds for termination, no one will ask any questions. You might you might need to fire them anyway, legally be damned, but that could land you in additional proceedings, and your other staff will become more worried about keeping their jobs than they are about actually doing their jobs. Any way to free up a slot is to have... Another way to free up a slot is to have a police officer killed, but that's not really a valid option, right? I can fire them legally because they're too old. Okay. What about you? Huh. You're too old and you didn't come to work. Ooh. Does that mean I can fire them all? So if I now go here... Oh, I do have an option available again. Okay, well, I'm afraid you're now too old. So, let's hire you for Shift B. I'm gonna guess you're not going to arrive until tomorrow. Can I see my shifts from this list, please? Ah, here we go. So, what? So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these two have been hired for Shift B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, you can get fired because you're too old. And then I've got 6 slots here. 6 slots up here. But 2 of them are already up there. So now I've got to hire 2 people for Shift A. Damn, I wish I'd made things better. Are you too old? Too old. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean... It's not... Actually, there is someone better. But... You're getting hired for Shift B... For... What shift are we on? A. You hire... I fire you for Shift... For Shift A... For Shift B. I... Hire you for Shift B. And then I hire you for Shift A. Okay. We good? What's this? Vandalism! St. John's Cathedral! Where the hell am I located if it's got St. John's Cathedral? We received a frightening call from the local cathedral. This morning the abbot discovered that someone entered the old cemetery last night. The older yard's tombstones are painted with satanic symbols, and some have been broken into pieces. It would seem that even it seems there are even marks from a shovel, but the abbot would say no more. This doesn't seem like the worst type of job, so we'll send the 2 middle ground people. Alright.
211 in progress.
Audacious Tower, vandalism. Businessman Harley Jones, looking out of his window, saw 2 teenagers scratching offensive slogans on his car. Alright, well, you can go out with, you know, Butch Jr., because it doesn't seem like that bad of a case. You know, it's a real shame that you can't use people until they come back home.
211 complete.
Was that's not how these things work. Offender caught. Good job, boys! Good job! I knew you could do it!
211.
How's this report? Offender escaped. Officers unharmed. Butch Jr., you're looking bad! Suspicious individual, Eddie's Burgers. A waitress named Mila reports that she just served a chicken Eddie and a Diet Coke to a dangerous criminal who he'd been seen on television this morning. The culprit is sitting at the window eating a burger. Alright, well that sounds bad, so we'll send Mr. Professional. How's it looking, boys?
1210 complete.
The waitress had mistaken retired Officer Frank Nero for the fugitive in question. Ah, okay, that's not so bad, I guess. What's this? Mr. Boyd, my bouncer stuffed himself with Mexican food again, and now he can't get off. Meanwhile, the line outside the club is stretching around the block. We need someone who can tell these guys to cool off. You know what? We might as well send moderately professional man. You know, Vandal, I sent you that I gave you that promotion for a reason. I expect you to do well.
1111.
What we got here? Drug sales. An anomalous cult just came in. A clown carrying balloons at an ice skating ring is selling crack to teenagers. You know what, Vandal? I'm giving you a second chance, and I'm sending you with Samari. Go.
In progress.
Suicide threat. A naked man carrying a canister of gasoline has threatened to set himself on fire unless his favorite chewing gum becomes popular again. I'm taking Staval with Birch. That does sound kind of bad. Police station. What the hell's going on? Cop slots. Why do I have a cop slot? That doesn't make sense. How do I have a cop slot? What's this? Sorry, Chief, but I quit. In one night, I pulled more cash than I earn in a month working at this dump. Mr. Sorkin said he wouldn't mind taking me on, but I guess I wasn't cut out to be a cop. Oh. Thanks for the help, Mr. Boyd. Well, I guess that means you're now working on shift A, Mr. Dennis? Yes. Well, that's unfortunate. At least I didn't give him a rank. Right. What about that? What about that one? You can't... Drug sales. As police arrive, a clown is seen making balloon animals for the kids. Cover up in a raincoat and pretend to be an illicit customer. Watch the clown carefully from the stands. Take the clown onto the ice and round up any witnesses. I would say watch carefully from the stands.
1111.
Yeah! That's how we do it. Well done, lads. Well done. I knew you had it in you, Vatten.
411.
How'd this go? Offender caught. Well, Butch, you finally got your credit back. You're still garbage. Okay. Okay. You're looking tired. You get to rest. You definitely need some rest. Right, you're all nice and rested up. You two have been fired, so you don't matter. You got fired too, because you're old. Can I not tell you to not take the day off? Because you're looking a little tired? No, I can't. Okay, never mind. Let's end the day. Rope Spire to reveal his identity when the time is right. Feminist organization denied official registration. Enemies using feminism to destroy Freiburg. Why?
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
But...
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either, but according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to.
Did your wife die or did she leave you?
Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared.
Okay, she just disappeared. Okay.
The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me.
That's good.
The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact.
Oh?
The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old.
Well, that's
Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
I mean, that's fair.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin.
Poor
Laura,
man.
if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Yeah. If you're going to leave, at least have the decency to say so. You know? I'm too tired and I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? Yes. Today some of my relatives have come to visit. They're from another country and we've never met before. Can I have the day off? Yes, but I got 8 options. Yes, but come in tomorrow. No. I'm nice, but come in tomorrow. My mother was just hit by a car, and she's been rushed to... Yes, but come in tomorrow. Right. Right, okay. Why you got 2 ranks? Okay, so I can give someone a rank. I don't think I want to give anyone a rank yet. I love how you got triple rank. You know what, we put shopping on yesterday. Let's try, what's this? Billabong, nah. Don't you leave me here. Okay. Singham, John Sangster. Bud meets Bob. Sweet Ginger Green. You know what? We know who I am. We know who I am, and we know what I like. I like my classicals. Do the goddamn classical. Oh, I love it. I love it. Classical music.
Well, progress.
City Hall. If someone commits a serious crime and flees the scene, the case goes to your detectives. Okay. Hold up. Destruction of property, parking hall. A member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars and carrying a long iron rod. The whole street has hit him saying, "Bastards, thieves, bloodsuckers." Okay, good. This game's paused. What's this? Homicide. The investigation slots. They investigate the crime scene, interview witnesses, and gather whatever information seems pertinent. One of your detectives will be lead investigator on the case. You can assign additional detectives to any case who will work under the lead investigator as subordinates. The more professionalism the lead investigator, the more effective the team is. So you're the lead, you're the regular one. Black activist Ronnie Moore was found shot outside of his home. Right, as for you, let's give you Purdy and Augustine. Man, we have actually got quite a professional team here on A, or B, Shift B. City Hall, fire all black cops. A racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townsfolk and beating them to death. They recently sent a message to a radio station promising to kill to kill all the black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before election. The racists are gaining more and more followers, and even some of our citizens support them. You'll have to fire all your black employees over the next 2 in day due to mounting tensions. Screw that! I'm not giving in to racism! What we got here? Carjacking. Oh, we can send 4 people. Wow, that's a lot. The gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on some... You know what? We'll send you because you got 2 ranks, which means they should work harder. And then you're gonna have to go by yourself. Investigation has started. Okay. Detectives have interviewed witnesses, collected evidence from the scene, and are pursuing the investigation. Results expected. Okay. Eric Graham, a drunk witness. They drove in a sedan, and they shot like a machine gun. I didn't see much. I only heard a few muffled shots. He got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been a lot of cursing going on. I don't remember the car, and the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any shots. The police these days don't do nothing. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. Man, I love how useful everyone is. Don't you? Okay. Destruction of property. Good work, lads. Ladies. Good work, ladies. You know, it's just occurred to me that everyone on shift right now is a woman. Carjacking, suburb. The driver is nowhere to be seen. Search the car and it could explode. Interview any potential eyewitnesses. Wait at a safe distance for the person to appear. Well done, everyone! Well done! Right. What do we have here? Suspicious individual. Corey Ramsley, mother of several children, has expressed her concerns about a suspicious man wearing bifocals seated on a bench beside a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour and has taken several photographs of them. That doesn't sound dangerous, just suspicious, so we'll send our most professional by themselves. What's this, then? Offender caught. Well done, Koichi. Dragon Layers Club. Mr. Boyd, I'm opening Freeburg's first martial arts club, and for my first exposition, I want to hold a sparring match where one of my students takes on your toughest cop. After the fight, I'll teach your man a few tricks, something that'll help him out in the streets. You know what, then? Purdy, you go. You're pretty well professional, you seem very tough, and you know what? It should work. Report, homicide. Your detectives present frames, different versions of what might have happened at the crime scene. Okay. They get it wrong half of the time, but a good cop can separate fact from fiction. If they know how to look at the case materials, the more professional detectives working on the investigation, the better their instincts. To get to your suspects, you need to figure out the true sequence of events at the crime scene. Using the frame as you think likely, sometimes with a little guesswork thrown in. If you add it all up but the sequence fails, you're probably telling the wrong story. So the man walks out. The car drives up. There's a car. Huh. Okay. Doesn't quite look finished. Kevin's throat bar. A bartender reports that a couple of dancers started fighting over tips, and a cat fight broke out on stage. Little, send Augustine and Asano with you. Give them a little more professionalism. Octopus Restaurant. Fight. A bartender reported that a fight has broken out between a patron and the bar's bouncer. The man, apparently drunk, had climbed onto the stage while the local singer was performing. Tried to duet with her. That doesn't sound too bad, but I'll send the rest of the cops. Report. Chief, I just about nailed the jab a couple of times, but he was too fast for me and won on points. I don't really understand all their rules, so I can't keep track of points very well. But he was all right. Even showed me a few tricks after the map. I got carried away a little and pulled my back. Think I can take the day off? If you're getting 100 odds points, yeah, you can take the day off. Just
We've got a situation here.
on the stage, the two strippers are going at it, and it's gone beyond arguing to a full-on catfight. The bouncer is fast asleep, clearly too wasted to handle the situation. The drunken patrons are happily watching the fight. Listen, girls, cut the crap or this is going to get serious. Shut off the music and turn up the lights. Shut up. Yeah. The strippers continue fighting, oblivious to the police presence. Watch the strippers go at it, don't interfere. Ask the bartender for a bucket of cold water and throw it at the combatants. Step onto the stage and try to separate the girls. I'm gonna go for the bucket of cold water.
311A complete.
Yeah, cold water. Splish. No one likes cold water like that. Alright, what about you two? It's the day end, so we're just now waiting for you to finish your tasks.
311A complete.
Report. Good luck, work. Good work. B shift is definitely the successful shift from the looks of it. Alright. Well done, everyone. Purdy, you're looking amazing with that lovely score right there. And Little, you're looking tired. You guys are gonna need to get some more professionalism up. Oh wait, I've got a bunch of guys here because of the fact they're working tomorrow, aren't they? Yeah. Instead of today. Okay. Let's end the day. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. That's gonna be a hell thing. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Mayor Rogers, the city has no problem with racists. No problems with racists. As in, you're not gonna give in to them, or you're perfectly siding with them? Well, you know what? I think that's a good place to end this first episode. So, everyone, it looks like, what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I've been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that, until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.